Thank you so much for joining us today, and happy St Patrick's Day. On the show, local musician Nikita Turner shares her fantastic new anti-bullying song with us, and we get arty with Andrew Wood. But first up, this week marks Dyslexia Advocacy Week, and Lorna Timms joins me from the Dyslexia Foundation of New Zealand. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
First of all, tell me about the foundation.
Right. Well, the Dyslexia Foundation was set up 7 years ago, and it was set up myself and my colleagues, the Guy and Suzanne Pope-Mail, and we have children who are dyslexic. Suzanne and myself are dyslexic, so we were just wanting to do something about it. And there was a lot of people doing lots of different things in different places, so we wanted to bring everybody together so we could actually lobby the government and get some change happening.
So how long ago was this?
That was 7 years ago.
And what's happened over the last 7 years?
Well, our first things was about recognition, understanding and action. So those first years we were lobbying the government to actually get dyslexia recognised, because at that point dyslexia, according to the government, didn't exist. And in fact that was the reason that we founded the Dyslexia Foundation, because the Minister of Education at that time was on the television telling us that dyslexia didn't exist. And I know that wasn't true because I'm dyslexic. So it was a horrendous thing. So we actually took umbrage with that, and we needed to go for change. And they did then get a policy for dyslexia and start making change. And they're putting policies in place, but it is very slow.
It surprises me that, you know, only 7 years ago there wasn't a foundation for dyslexics in New Zealand. So where did you find your support?
Well, there was Spelled, had been supporting people for some years, but the fact is, if the government isn't actually acknowledging it, you're not going to get the support. It needs to come down from them through to the schools. So if you're dyslexic and people are saying there isn't such a thing as dyslexia, how can you get support? Because, you know, you don't believe there's anything, you know, well, what you do believe is wrong with you is that you're dumb and stupid, and that's not true. It's the farthest thing from the truth.
So why did the Education Minister at that time say that it didn't exist?
Yeah, well, that was questions that we did ask him. He did actually backtrack and then, you know, but it was their policies in place, because they would say that there's so many variations and we shouldn't actually label people, but labelling is very, very positive, and it's very, very helpful too, because we need to know, identify what something is, and then we can actually do something about it. So.
Tell me what dyslexia is, because I saw a really interesting current affairs show last night, and it explained, someone with dyslexia explained what it is. I mean, tell me about some of the common misconceptions. You don't read words backwards, do you?
No, well, that's one of the things, you know, they'll say, he doesn't have dyslexia because he doesn't get his letters the wrong way around. And that has been something that came from something in the 40s and in the 60s about twisted symbols. So that actually is not a truth. Something we know about dyslexic individuals is they're very bright, and they think predominantly with pictures rather than with the sounds of words. So we've got scientific evidence to show that they use a different part of their brain when they come to accessing reading and writing. So we do have a problem accessing the written word, but we have very creative imaginations, and there's a lot of talented people with dyslexia out there, as long as they can get the help that they need throughout school and the support that they need. And we just need to be able to show what we can do in our own way. And that's what Dyslexia Advocacy Week is all about. It's about encouraging parents and to go into schools and say, look, my child is dyslexic, and yes, we have a challenge with reading and writing, which we are working on, but if you want to know what they really, you know, they can really show you, let them show you in a different creative way. Let them use their skills and talents. Let them show something in mind maps, drawing pictures, in audio, and really tap in and listen to them, because if we're not able to show what we know, then people don't, you know, see our talents, and then they think that we can't do. Well, the fact is we can do if you put the right conditions in place, and that's important because we want all these lovely individuals to blossom and grow when they're at school and reach their potential. So.
Tell me about some of the signs to look for that parents should look for.
Yeah.
With
I mean,
children.
I think the easiest ones, you know, with parents is you may have had a little suspicion, you know, as they're going through, but so many people say, oh, they'll be all right when they get to school, or they'll grow out of it. But listen to your child. You know, if they they can tell you lovely stories and have got a really good imagination, but when they come to write it down, it's just not happening. You know, they try and avoid those written tasks. Oftentimes when they're sort of reading and things, they get a little bit of a sick tummy or they don't want to do it, and then they start to perhaps pull away from school. And so there's some things that they really enjoy, but anything to do with reading and writing, they'll start pulling away from it. So listen to them and just you know, find out.
Okay, and just very, very quickly, we haven't got much time left. What do you have planned for this week?
Oh, we've done mail out to all the schools in New Zealand, and we've got posters up. We're actually trying to activate the teachers in the classroom. We're challenging them to do something about dyslexia this week. But our biggest challenge is to get parents to go into their school and advocate for their children. So we want every parent to get up, go into school and say, what are you doing to help my dyslexic child? What can be done to help my dyslexic child? And let's all get to work together. So we've got some talks, we've got some workshops, and it all kicked off yesterday with a big picture. And we've got an ABC art sale going on. So go to our website and see it all. There's a calendar there of all the things that we're doing.
Lorna, thank you so much for coming on the programme today and sharing with us your story as well as what to look out for with young children.
My pleasure.
To find out more, head to the website dfnz.org.nz. Stay with us after the break. Young musician Nikita Turner joins me.
Be watching CTV News first at 5 and you could win up to $5,000 every week with CTV's cash giveaways. For more information, visit our website and be watching CTV News first at 5.
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measuring quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom. 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
At Lamb & Haywood, we're committed to providing you with the very best environment at your time of greatest need. You can choose from the best facilities in Canterbury, our recently refurbished West Park Chapel, the Kerrs Road Chapel in Eastern Christchurch, or perhaps Waimana Chapel in Rangiora. However you remember, commemorate or celebrate the life of your loved one, whether it's an intimate group or a grand send-off, the choice is yours. Lamb & Haywood, a tradition of caring.
Hi, I'm Mark and welcome to Stay Well Pharmacy. Whatever the season, Stay Well Pharmacy has you covered. As an integrated pharmacy, we stock all the well-known pharmacy medicines, as well as quality nutritional and herbal treatments. Our team of pharmacists and full-time naturopath are here to help you find the products and advice to suit the needs of you and your family. So come in and see us at Stay Well Pharmacy, 27 Shands Road in Hornby. Stay Well Pharmacy, live well, stay well.
Meet the latest arrivals at Berlin's 2 animal parks and find out what it takes to be a zoo baby in a modern zoo. Zoo Juniors. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m, right here on CTV.
There's a girl I see that she's hurting. I'm sure she's hiding scars. Do they only know me when they need me? It pulls her shoulders down. There's a boy who carries a great weight. He is often pushed to the ground, and he cries when no one is watching, and pain shows in his eyes. One voice can make a difference. One voice can make it right. One voice can change the world.
Nikita, it's so good to see you back here in Canterbury Live.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about One Voice.
Yeah, so it all just started with a small idea, and it was just to write a song that would hopefully make a difference.
So tell me about the message behind this.
So the whole message is just anti-bullying, and so I've experienced bullying, and I know that there are so many kids hurting out there from it, and so I really wanted to do something about it.
So the theme behind it is anti-bullying.
Yeah.
Did you sit down with someone and write this, or was this something that you just penned yourself?
Well, I actually had some friends, Matt and Lauren from the Dukes, and they mentored me. So I went into 6 schools from around Christchurch and interviewed about 180 kids, and so they were the inspiration behind the song. And yeah, then I sat down with the Dukes and we sorted it out.
You've worked with so many amazing musicians, and look at all those people that are involved with that music clip. Tell me about making that clip and all the people involved.
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to get in touch with a lady from New York, and her name's Katie Hinson, and she's an award-winning film editor, and so she helped and organised the whole music video and all the professionals. And Peter Jackson's Park Road post-production, they colour graded the whole music video, so that was really exciting.
My goodness,
Yeah.
that's so exciting for you, and you're still so young. How old are you?
15.
And you're at Middleton Grange?
Yeah.
So what do you hope to do with this song?
I basically just want to start a movement and just bring awareness to this whole problem and just spread it as far and wide as it can go, just to encourage people to stand up to this problem.
Yeah, so what is the message behind, I know it's anti-bullying, but what would you say to those people who are being bullied?
Tell someone, that's like the biggest thing, and one voice can make a difference, like it says in the song, just standing up to this problem, because you know, once one person stands up, everyone does.
So what's been the feedback behind this song?
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to it, so I think they're quite enjoying it, and I guess that's the main thing, just reaching out to people. Yeah, so it's pretty good.
So you're hoping for people to share this on social media?
Yeah, and also there's a website, and you can go on and also add your voice and just write a message of hope to people being bullied, your experience, even take a video with your school friends, and just post it on the website. So
Nikita, you're absolutely awesome, and you're so mature beyond your years. To find out more about what Nikita is up to, head to the website onevoice.net.nz, and the song is called One Voice, and keep your eye out for Nikita Turner. Now here is Jude Kirk. She sat down with Fusion Homes.
Chris Howie from Fusion Homes joins me now. Hi Chris, nice to have you back on again.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Now you're also busy again this week or coming weekend. What's actually going on there, Chris?
Well, what we're doing is that instead of actually having a house which is completely finished, what we're doing is actually at the corner of Eversley Street and Springfield Road, we're actually having like an open day, or open weekend actually, from 11 till 4. And what we're doing there is that we've got the houses actually partly built. So the windows are in, the foam insulation that we use is in, some of the cladding is on, the roofs are on. So what we're trying to do is actually we're opening the whole building site up to everybody to come and have a look.
Fabulous.
So you can look at different parts. There's a step ladder that can have a look at the insulation and the ceiling. So it's really exciting actually, you know, showing people how the house is built, not just, hey look, this is how we finish it at the same time.
And it's nice to be able to see the standard of work as well, actually behind the walls and the likes of as well.
What it is, it's like, so they always say is that, you know, the painter can hide a multitude of sins. Well, what we want to show everybody is that, hey, look, we don't hide sins. You know, at the end, there aren't any to be hidden. So we want to show everybody this is how we build, this is the concept of how we build. It is unique, it's different, and we just want everybody to see that at the same time.
Chris, what kind of spectrum price-wise can Fusion Homes deal with?
Well, Fusion Homes is a locally owned Canterbury-owned housing company. It does design and build, so it has, if somebody wants to come in and actually design a house off the cuff, they can. The spectrum of price goes from $300,000 to $600,000. There's no real pricing spectrum at all. We cater for everybody. We want to be seen at the end of the day as that we can help, you know, the people that are trying to get into their first home to the person that's getting into their last home. We're actually just working with a really exciting couple at the present moment, Jack and Jenny, lovely old couple, and we're just designing their house. They've picked one of the Kiwi designs that we've got, and we're putting ramps in, we're putting a insulation in, the foam in, we're putting a ventilation system in there, and they're really great people to work with.
Now, let's just flick through and have a look at some some photos? Because
Yeah,
you
why
have
not?
brought some with you.
Now this is part of the smarter, smaller range, which is from Mark from Creative Arc, and we're actually that's one of the houses, not that one particular, but that's one of the houses design houses we're doing in the corner of Eversley Street and Springfield Road.
That's really gorgeous.
Yeah, this is a Putu Takawa, I believe. So we're actually building this one here, actually in 11 Port Hills Road. That commenced construction soon. They're about to demo that place. That's always an exciting bit of demo.
Yeah, right.
This is actually part of the Christchurch City Council. We're just finishing some EPH houses, which are elderly persons' houses. So this is the first off the block for Christchurch City Council. So we're doing 12 units here, really exciting project. We're at the stage of just doing the landscaping and making sure that everything's right. This one here is the, well, it's got me actually. It's the Silver Fern one. So we're building one similar to that out in Sovereign Palms. Again, really exciting client with that one. And that's us again.
So, look, it is us again. Gosh, they're rather lovely, aren't they?
They are nice, yes.
Yeah.
I think I'll have one of those.
Tell me as well, Chris, so time that the open home's going to start, that people can come and view?
It's going to start at 11 o'clock and go till 4. There's a couple of sausages on the barbie. So if everybody's a bit peckish, you can jump in there and have one of those.
Sounds good. I might come along myself. Fusion Homes, 94 Bridle Path Road. But don't forget, open day this weekend on the corner of Springfield Road and Eversley Street.
Stay with us after the break. We talk art with Andrew Wood.
I'm Chris Lynch. Join me for CTV's new current affairs show Lynched every Monday at 8:30 right here on CTV, where I talk to the decision makers and those responsible for running our city.
Hurst Auto Dismantlers, your one-stop shop for all your mechanical and car part needs. Our huge premises boasts a large selection of mechanical parts, panels, tyres and glass. Most makes and models are available on site, and if we don't have it, our trusted staff will do their best to source what you need locally and nationwide. So come in and see the team, or just give us a call and save time and money. Hurst Auto Dismantlers, 343 0099.
Stop into participating Challenge service stations and pick up your Watch and Win bumper sticker. Be in to win $50 cash daily, plus go in the draw to win up to $5,000 each week. Our camera crews are out daily, and if we spot your car with our sticker, then you could be a winner. Tune into CTV Monday to Friday and watch First at 5 to see if we've spotted you. This week's Challenge service station is Milton Street in Summerfield, just down from Barrington Mall. Stop in today and be in to win.
My son's helped me greatly with my independence now that I've got more mobility.
Mum, I've been looking into stand assist chairs from More Mobility. They recline back with a footrest, then when you want to get out of them, they stand you up. You can even sleep on them. More Mobility can bring one out for a free trial. There's even electric beds too. What do you think? For more range and more expert advice, see More Mobility, corner Clarence and Princess Streets off Blenheim Road.
What a difference more mobility makes.
Meet the latest arrivals at Berlin's 2 animal parks and find out what it takes to be a zoo baby in a modern zoo. Zoo Juniors. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m, right here on CTV.
Welcome back now. It's time to talk art with Andrew Wood. Nice to see you, Andrew.
Kanita. And on this lovely St Patrick's Day, I couldn't help but noticing that if you are wearing green, it's very, very subtle.
I am wearing green in my dress, and I tell you what, it's hard to find green in my wardrobe. It's hard to find colour in my wardrobe.
Here
So you've got
to
me.
the rescue.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. It doesn't quite fit because my head's too big. But what a lovely, lovely thought. Thank you very much. How are you going this week?
Oh, just tickety-boo. But I want to talk about a really cool show, an artist I love.
Yes.
It's currently showing at the School of Fine Arts Gallery, which is on the Canterbury University campus. Now, if you go from the Clyde Road end, go up the Fine Arts Drive, and there's the School of Fine Arts building there, and the gallery is actually in the School of Fine Arts there, and it is open to the public. And this is a fantastic show by an artist, as I said, I adore, Saskia Leek, a former graduate of the School of Fine Arts here at Canterbury University, and just a fabulous painter. And this is such a great show because it's a little encapsulated survey of how her work has developed since about 2000. So it's just really cool. And if we just goes to the images, because I've got images for Africa.
Yeah.
Now this is one of her earlier works, and she sort of started out doing these more slightly cartoonish, sort of naive paintings, but they've evolved through numerous incarnations to the point where they've become quite abstract over the decades. And I love the whole range of them, but I love these cute little ones do appeal to me quite a lot.
That's very cute.
It's not so much about what it's a picture of, because it's really just an excuse to get paint on canvas, but it's the way that she puts it together to get these colours and these forms to come out, and it plays with that whole idea. It reminds me a little bit of painting by numbers, but obviously it's a lot more sophisticated, but it has that kind of I guess, nostalgic feeling for those sorts of things.
Doug has his eye on it if it's for sale. He does love cats.
I have. And so, but she also likes to play with these sort of cliches of art, so, you know, like bits of fruit on a bench and so forth. And slowly, you actually see it become increasingly more and more abstract and drawing more on the elements of design. So I think some of these look a bit like menus from maybe an Art Deco cruise ship in the 30s or something.
Yeah.
And so we get this. It's amazing the way that she actually paints out onto the frames in some of these, so it actually starts to come into the space you're in, and slowly you can see how it sort of deconstructs, and there's this kind of constant evolution of form. So you can still see that wine bottle in there, but it's turned into something else. And now the paintings are drawing on the great age of European modernism and artists like Picasso and Matisse, and to create these wonderful, complex images. And it's like what's grapes here, the black grapes here, and the leaf forms begin to sort of float to the surface of the painting, and then all of a sudden you find them sort of sitting on the top and emphasising the flatness of it rather than being in this kind of imaginary space. And so the whole thing changes and evolves. And I just love the palette. The colours just really speak to me. And the forms are just so strong and subtle and beautiful, which I love that one. And you can see the paint coming out onto the frame there.
I'm guessing you're going to be putting a bit of money aside this week to.
I doubt I can afford that. But she is an amazing artist, and this is sort of going back to an earlier work there. And then sort of almost cartoonish. But again, they're sort of drawing on these quite banal cliches to make the unicorn. Is it a unicorn or just a horse?
Yeah, maybe a horse.
To create these quite stunning combinations of colour and form. Although these ones sort of hark back to an earlier incarnation when she was doing these sort of quite sketchy kind of things like you'd find on a pencil case when you were a teenager, like you'd do it with a twink pen.
Yeah, twinks.
Yeah, I just love her work. So that's only on till the 20th. So.
Oh, that's Thursday.
That's Thursday. Okay. So get along.
Okay, so again, it's at the University of Canterbury Fine Arts area. Got Fine Arts Drive to the left. There is the.
Yep.
I know.
There it is.
Okay, so that's on. You can just head along there.
Yeah, absolutely. Get out there and see it.
Right, Andrew. It is good to see you. This is our last segment together.
I know, and it's very sad.
You, of course, are staying. I am, of course, going. Let's have Babe. But thank you so much for your sharing your arts with me.
It's been
absolutely
lovely.
incredible. But he'll be staying. Don't you worry. Now here is a sneak preview of tonight's preview of Red and Black Sports.
Welcome to the first edition of Red and Black Sport. Yes, after about 30 years, Pete Smith Host has been buried. And can I just say, right from the beginning, to the crew, to the designers, The set looks brilliant, guys. Thank you very, very much indeed. And to give pleasure to an old bloke like me, well, there you go. It's great. So, yeah, and it's a great occasion that we actually mark the start of Red and Black Sport, because the largest young people's gathering for a sporting event in the Southern Hemisphere is only a week away. It's the Māori Cup, and it's being held at Lake Ruataniwha. If you've not been, and you've heard me wax lyrical about this many, many times, it is an outstanding example of young men and women trained to the hilt and totally dedicated to the sport. It's a cruel sport, it's tough. If you're late getting to the blocks, you're scratched. There's no excuses. So it teaches discipline, it teaches all kinds of things. It's a very character-building sport, and Ruataniwha really is a brilliant setting. They wax lyrical, of course, about Karapiro, but I just think the way it's settled there in the Mackenzie country, it's just a very, very special venue, and it's every 2 years that it comes to the South Island, the Māori Cup. So get there if you can. It starts next Monday, and I'll find out from my guests exactly roughly how many are going to be there, but it's a massive event, huge undertaking. Where they all stay, I have no idea. It's only a little township really, but they seem to find farm stays and all kinds of things. But if we get to the New Zealand president of secondary schools rowing for a start, she is involved, of course, with St Margaret's Rowing as well, who have done very, very well in recent times. And the name you might recognise, Trudy Keys. You might recognise it. Trudy, there's a bit of heritage in the last name, isn't there, Keys?
Yes, there is.
Welcome to the... What do you think of the new set?
Fantastic.
Fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, the first one up on it too, which is great, yeah. George, of course, pretty well known, your husband.
Yes.
You were a rower as well.
Yes.
And it raises one question. Does the pairing up sort of occur quite a bit after Māori Cups or something? Because you met George through rowing, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yes, yes, many years ago in Nelson, when he moved up to Nelson to row for a few years.
Right. Who were you rowing for?
Nelson Rowing Club.
Nelson Rowing Club.
Yes,
They strong in those days?
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yes, people like Brenda Lawson and Lindley Hannon and
Right.
To name a few strong female rowers, as well as George, that came out of their international teams.
Wonderful occasion. There's something special about a Māori Cup, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
I haven't exaggerated it.
No, not at all.
It is just wonderful. What's your thoughts on Lake Ruataniwha?
It's a fantastic venue.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's our home venue.
Yep.
And
how big an advantage is that?
Well, we like to think that we acclimatise better than the North Islanders. I was speaking to someone on the phone just the other day, and they were saying how hot it had been up in Hamilton, so they may not get that down there.
No, they may not. Who would know with the blimmin' weather the way it is?
Exactly.
Tell me, the numbers game, you've been in that game a long time.
Yes.
The numbers gone up? Has it become a more fashionable sport?
Yes, well, the entry's only just closed off last week, and it is the largest regatta we've had.